Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm really excited because I'm going to be testing out two products in one day. I don't think I've ever really done that, but I was looking through Ulta's website and I do remember that quite a few of you have been requesting for a flower beauty review. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer from Flower and also the Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Foundation. So these two are the ones that I grabbed, and yeah, I'm really excited to try them both. So starting off with some details of the foundation first. This foundation can be found in 12 different shades. I grabbed mine in the shade Classic Tan. It retails for $13.99 US, so $14 US. I hate when they do that. A lot of drugstore brands do that, and I'm like, why not? Why are you just like, why not just make it 14 bucks? I don't get it. But anyway, I think it's like a strategy to make you feel like you're not spending as much or something like that. You get 1 fluid ounce worth of product, which is pretty typical standard for liquid foundations. It doesn't have a shelf life, but it does have an expiration date of January of 2020. So I have a little under a couple of years in order to use it all up if I end up really liking this foundation. This also has a broad spectrum SPF of 18. Which is definitely not enough if you're going to be out in the sun for an extended period of time. Now, if you're just going to be out here and there, like running errands in and out of your car or maybe in and out of a building, this should be okay, but definitely not enough for, you know, extended exposure to the sun. The packaging is really, really nice, very sturdy. It's a glass bottle with a pump and a lid. You all know how much I love foundations with a pump. So yeah, you do get that. Really, really appreciate it. So the foundation is buildable. It's supposed to provide you with good coverage, smooth and perfect coverage, while impairing your skin with the most flattering, soft luminosity imaginable. So it is going to give you a nice dewy glow. It's also supposed to provide you with flawless, smooth, and an incredibly natural complexion that is weightless and feels just like skin. So overall, this foundation is going to provide you with the luminous finish, and it's going to even out the entire skin without making it feel heavy, without it looking heavy. That's the information on the foundation. Now moving on to the concealer. So this concealer retails for $9.99, so $10 US. It comes in 6 different shades. I grabbed mine in the shade Medium Honey to try out today. And you get 0.20 fluid ounces worth of product in this tube. The description of this concealer states that it is a full coverage, soft focus blurring concealer with high performing coverage. It claims to be a weightless concealer that provides dark circle diffusing illumination with their blurring pigments. The formula does double duty to calm and reduce puffiness with an infusion of aloe and chamomile extract, or chamomile, depending on how you want to pronounce that. It also has an added boost of caffeine in order to firm up and give targeted areas a boost of antioxidants. So it has, it has its benefits, you know, that's pretty exciting. We'll see exactly how it performs. So for the foundation, I'm not going to be wearing any kind of a primer underneath it. I want to see exactly how it wears throughout the entire day without the primer. As far as my skin type, I am oily normal, I would say. I've been starting to get a bit oilier now that I'm older. I'm a little oilier along the T-zone. My cheeks though, like everything else, chin, it's always pretty much normal, what you would consider normal. So I'm not either dry or oily in that area, but I do tend to get oily here along the T-zone. So we'll see. I'm a little nervous because it is a luminous type of foundation, so I don't want to look extra dewy. So I will set it though with a powder on top just to make sure that I don't get too extremely oily. As for the concealer, I'm going to be testing this out the way that I normally would, which is with and without a color corrector underneath, and I'm also going to be setting it with a powder over top. So now I'm simply going to apply some color corrector onto the right under eye area, and then I will be coming back in order to apply foundation and concealer onto the face. Okay, so now I am back with color corrector on the right under eye area, and it is time for foundation. So, like I said, it does come with a pump, which is very, very, very nice. I'm going to be applying maybe just a couple pumps onto the back of the hand. Fingers crossed that it does somewhat match my complexion. I did have to buy this online because my local Ulta didn't have many for me to choose from, so we'll see. Oh, I think it is a good match, actually. I really like the way that this is blending out into the skin. And there's no scent. So if you're sensitive to scents, you don't have to worry about that with this foundation. I really like it. So this is just with the one layer. This to me is definitely medium coverage, but let's see how well it builds. I want to build it to full just a little bit, especially here. Okay, so first initial thoughts, I really love the coverage. It is very luminous, so you can definitely see like the light reflecting off of my face, which makes me a little bit nervous since I am a little oily along the T-zone, but like I said, we're gonna set it, so hopefully that helps. But other than that, I really love the coverage. I love how natural it looks, and I love the way that it blended out. I'm going to zoom you all in now so that you can get a better look at what the foundation looks like on this side and what it did in comparison to this side that I've left bare for now. Okay, so this is what the side without any foundation looks like. As you can see, it's very uneven, and I do have these veins that run through my cheeks. They do run on both sides. And this is the side with the foundation now on it. As you can see, it's pretty luminous. I really love the coverage because it's not too overwhelmingly full. So it doesn't completely hide your skin. It just enhances it. And I love when foundations do that. All right, now it's time to move on to concealer. As far as application tips, straight on the box, it states that you should apply to areas that show darkness or discoloration, blend with a gentle patting motion, and build for the most seamless coverage. So you can build this concealer up. We'll see if I need to. I'm going to open it up. All right, so it has a really long doe foot applicator. I like it because it is long. It does grab quite a bit of product, so you don't necessarily have to keep dipping into the concealer. And yeah, I feel like just with the one pump, I might have enough. So I'm going to start on the right side here. This medium honey, seems to have like a peachy undertone, which is perfect for the under eye area, especially for darkness, in order to further help combat the dark circles. And now I'm going to be applying it to the side that doesn't have the color corrector in the same way. I really like this applicator. All right, so now that that is under the eye area, it is time to blend it out. Oh, and it blends out so easily. Since it does have that luminous finish, I feel like you do have a little bit of playtime, if you will, with it. So you don't have to blend it out right away before it sets or anything like that. And I think that's why it does blend out so nicely. I love the way that this is blending out and the way that this looks. Holy cow. Girl, I am impressed with this concealer. Holy cow. I really love the coverage that I'm getting on both sides. Not just the color corrected side. Usually that's my better side when I do test out concealers. I find that, of course, they wear better with a color corrector underneath. But this one, I don't know if it's the shade or the amount of pigment that this has, but it's working. It's working for me. Okay, so I am going to be setting this concealer just a little bit. And I'm going to be setting it using this banana setting powder. I've been using this lately, and I don't know if I prefer it over my RCMA. I know it's weird because I never thought that I would prefer anything other than that. I might be switching back, we'll see. And for that, I'm going to grab my Sigma 3D blender just because it has a really pointy top and I can really get into the corner. I really like this concealer. On this side, this one is kind of starting to crease up a little bit. Oh man, so we definitely have to set this side. for sure. Okay, and I'm also going to be setting my forehead here with some RCMA No Color Loose powder. I'm just going to be taking that on a damp beauty blender. And I'm going to be setting the forehead just to try to tone down that luminous, dewy finish. Since I do get oily along the T-zone, I don't want to be so slick come midday, you know what I mean? Okay, so now that everything is set and good to go, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look underneath the eye area after initial application. Okay, so here's the under eye area after initial application, and I am really impressed with this concealer, but we shall see exactly how it wears throughout the remainder of the day. Okay, so as of right now, everything is looking great. I love the coverage that I'm getting both with the concealer and with the foundation. Now I'm simply going to jump off camera in order to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup, and so far, I'm really impressed with both of these products, and I'm really hopeful that they wear well throughout the remainder of the day. So currently it is 10:29 in the morning. I do plan on wearing this for an entire 8-hour day. I am going to be coming back halfway through the day in order to do a check-in with you all, give you all some close-ups of the foundation and some close-ups of the under eye area to see how that is wearing. So I will see you all back here in a few hours. Okay, so now I am back for my midday check-in. It is currently 2:03 in the afternoon. So I've had this concealer and this foundation on for a little under 4 hours, I believe. Now, before I get into my midday opinion of the concealer and the foundation, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at both products to see what they are doing on my skin after almost 4 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what the concealer looks like up close after 4 hours. The only thing that I'm noticing on the right side really is that it has worn off a little bit here along the inner corner, and it's also creasing just a little bit here along this line that I have there, that fine line there. As far as the right side, the side that I did not color correct, it is breaking up a little bit. The product itself is breaking up. It doesn't look as smooth as it did when I first applied it. And it is creasing just a tad here as well. I do feel that the concealer, however, let me scoot back a little bit, it oxidized. I don't know if you can tell, but it definitely looks a little orange underneath the eyes, which probably is helping the darkness underneath my eyes, but it's not flattering whatsoever. So it definitely did oxidize under the eyes. As for the foundation, it's still wearing really nicely. I really enjoy the coverage that I am getting still after the almost 4 hours now. As far as it making me oily, it hasn't. I did set the forehead with a little bit of powder, and I feel like it's not looking dewy or doing anything that it shouldn't along the forehead. And I have not had to reapply any powder onto the forehead. This is just from what I did early in the morning. So all right, and that is all that I have for my midday check-in. I do plan on finishing off my day at around 6:30, 7 o'clock, somewhere between that time, in order to give the foundation and the concealer both a good 8 hours worth of wear. So I will see you all back here at the end of the night for my final thoughts on both products. Okay, so now I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 6:44, so I've had both the concealer and the foundation on for a good 8 hours. Now, before I get into my overall opinion on both products, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at what the under eye area looks like and what my skin looks like up close after an 8-hour day of wear. Okay, so this is what the under eye area looks like after a good 8 hours worth of wear, and I am pretty impressed by this concealer on the right side. The left side did not wear as well, as you can see here in the side-by-side comparison. With the Becca corrector underneath and with the setting powder on top, it seemed to really lock everything in place, and everything stayed pretty much intact. I did have, like earlier, the little spot here that wore off, but other than that, the concealer did not settle into any of my lines. it looks really good for an 8-hour day. The left side, the product did break up in between the lines and kind of just all around, really. I'm not really sure why the Becca corrector made such a difference, but it definitely made a difference, and I will continue to use the concealer with the Becca corrector underneath. As far as the foundation goes, it's still intact. It still looks beautiful on the skin. It hasn't really worn off anywhere that I've noticed. And it's still giving me really nice full coverage, like beautiful coverage. As far as it making me dewy or oily or anything like that, here along the forehead, there is zero oiliness. Like, zero. I'm sure, I mean, obviously there's moisture there and my oils are kind of starting to come up. But usually by this point in time, depending on the foundation, by the end of the day, I can look really, really oily. This one, for it being a luminous finish, I don't see it. I mean, I did set it with a powder, so there is that to consider. But even if I set some foundations with powders, they still seep through. They like absorb all of the powder and they'll still make me oily. This one, it didn't do it. I'm really, really impressed with both of these products. So overall, I really, really like this concealer, and I really like the foundation too. They're such a good find. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase the next shade up and then maybe perhaps mix the two, because I feel like I'm not really sure. I asked my husband earlier if he felt like the under eye area looked a little too dark, and he said it didn't really look that dark to him, so now I'm confused. I don't know if it was just my eyes playing tricks on me and making it look like it oxidized a little bit or not. I went ahead and I did the whole side-by-side comparison along my wrist, and the concealer did turn a little tiny bit darker than when you initially apply it. So I don't know. It didn't oxidize too much, but for me, it's just a little tiny bit too deep underneath the eye area, which, I mean, apparently it really, really helped in hiding the dark circles. But you can tell the difference between the under eye area and my face. I usually try to keep my concealers as close to my foundation as possible so that they all look like one rather than two different colors. And if it is going to be two different colors, this one should be a little bit lighter than this one. And I find that it's the other way around today. So definitely going to be purchasing the next shade up and mixing them together in order to lighten it up a little bit. Overall, I feel like these two products are like a total win for me. The foundation outperformed a lot of high-end foundations that I have tried. The concealer also outperformed a lot of high-end concealers that I have tried. The only downside that I see with this is the lack of shade range. That is a complete bummer because the formula is so good. That's the only thing that I see being wrong with it, with these two products, is that you only get 12 shades to choose from. The deepest really isn't that deep and the lightest really isn't that light. So that's definitely a downside to this one, and then same goes for the concealer. So that's the only downside. You definitely don't have a really wide range of shades. However, this is a new product to the line, so I'm really hopeful that they do expand their shade range. Same with this one. This is fairly new to their line, and so I hope that they expand from the 6 to perhaps even 12. That would be nice to see here. It'd be nice to see double, if not triple, the shades on this one, because I feel like a lot of people would love these products, especially if you're a little bit more on the dry side. Normal dry, I think you'd really love this foundation. If you're looking for medium buildable coverage, this one is definitely a win. And with this one, if you're looking for full, like nice, full, natural looking coverage, I made it work with my Becca under eye corrector underneath. I'm curious to see like what it would look like without me setting it. Like, I wonder if that's what affected it on this side. I'm going to keep playing with this one a little bit more without the corrector, just to give you all some more options as far as how to use it. But I think it's a win. This is definitely a win. Overall, I'm really happy that I tried these two products today. They really worked out well, and yeah, I'm happy with them. I'm happy. So thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future product reviews, makeup tutorials, and beauty related videos. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms. I am All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram, and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Mwah. Bye.